Well, good morning, Patriots, Americans. How you doing? And especially good morning to you Generation Z, you Generation Y, well, the second half of Generation Y, and the future Generation Alpha. You know, you whack job feminists out there. We talked about feminists and how they are when they're
Head
20s.
west, then turn right.
And when they think they're all they think they're all that, a bag of chips, in their late teens to the 20s. And we see how arrogant and unrealistic they are. They think just because they got a nice figure, their body's tight, and they got a gorilla grip pussy, firm size C breasts with big $7 nipples, you think you get any man you want and trap any man you want. And use them and discard them until you get the one you think you're going to get. That 6'6" guy. 6 foot tall, 6-pack abs, and 6-figure salary. The only problem is it's only about maybe, depending how big you want your 6-figure salary to be, anywhere 1 to 10% of the men out there. So you're all fighting for the same thing. And even though you feminists try to stick together, when it comes to compete against that man, even though you claim you don't need one, you fight like cats over him. And you become the most disgusting people with each other more than you are to men. Problem is, you get into your 30s, which I've also discussed. I have another video on that. You realize you're Marissa Tomei in the movie Cousin Vinny, and you start stomping your feet. My biological clock is ticking. And again, those beautiful breasts you have that are firm, maybe not so firm anymore. Body's still cute, but not as cute as the 20-year-olds you're now competing against for the same man. You still think you can get a 30, but now you start to realize, I might have to lower my standards a little. The problem is, if you do that, then the man's lowering his standards to be with you. Because you thought him as I ain't gonna get a gourmet meal, but I can get myself a good diner meal. Well, any good man, if he's smart enough, will avoid that person. Now we come to a woman in her 40s who's single. I'm going to have a link down below of one who's 46, no husband. She may have a child. There is a car seat behind her, as the narrator of this video is going to tell you. She says she's got no husband to come home to. She's got no future to plan with anybody. She cries out she still needs a mother to take care of her during post-op, after a post-op procedure or surgery. And she's miserable. Now, I don't know what her career is. I don't know what she does for a living. But this is the reality of the lie feminism keeps telling you idiots out there. Somehow you girls think you're gonna outsmart God and how he wired you. Somehow you think you're gonna outsmart your own biology and think you're gonna be the exception to the rule. You're the perfect 10. You're gonna get that 6'6" guy, and he's gonna take care of you to your every single little need. Well, here's the problem. Now you're competing against the 30-year-olds who are antidepressants, who are getting real desperate. And a lot of older men will date that 20-something-year-old girl because, one, she's more energetic, she's hot in a sack, she's willing to let an older man take control of her, manhandle her, so he can have some fun. She probably doesn't have any kids, unlike the single 30 or 40-year-old. She's just starting out in her career, so she thinks she's all that. So you're competing against that. You're competing against your own biology. And you're realizing that even though the women hold all the cards when it comes to sex, what you women and what you feminists don't tell you is, when it comes to the relationship card, men hold it big time. And men have the time card on their side. Women have a faster expiration date than men. So for all those 40-year-olds that spent an unbelievable amount of money to freeze their eggs for in vitro, well, your eggs may not be so good anymore after being frozen for so long. Or your body may not be able to handle a pregnancy. And you risk having a child that's not going to be healthy. Or come out with Down syndrome. Or be autistic. And you got to ask yourself, what man wants to impregnate a 40-year-old girl and start his life all over again with that? If he's going to do that, he's going to run to that 20-year-old girl real fast. Look at my trophy wife. I still got it. And she's going to have my kid. And she's still sexy. Even with the woman in her 30s. 1 in 9 years makes a big difference in a woman. Men, we can still produce kids in our 50s, 60s, and 70s. Women don't. And that's the lie feminism told you. In a way, my heart breaks for her in this video because feminism lied to her. And this girl, you'll see in the description box below, at 46 is a pretty beautiful woman. Which means she was probably even more beautiful in her 30s, and I bet she was quite the look in her 20s. But feminism told her she was going to climb the corporate ladder real fast, probably faster than men. Maybe she did climb to a certain point, but she never became a CEO or a CFO. She never became a partner in any law firm. And suddenly she realizes that corporate ladder got her into a cubicle next to another woman or next to another man doing the same job she's doing. And then she's realizing, where did I go wrong? How did I fall for this? And sadly, the men will trash her for falling in life. And listen, she may or may not deserve it. I don't know. Was she deceived? Or did she think she was all that? I don't know. I can't read her mind. But no man's going to look at her now. If a man does look at her, it may be someone in his 50s or 60s. Because according to a guy like that, in his eyes, she may be a prize because she is 10 to 20 years younger than him. I don't know. But good luck trying to convince a guy in his 50s, 60s to have another baby. When you're in your mid-40s and you already have a kid and you want him to raise that kid. Boy, reality for a woman in the feminist age is a hard thing. And the sad thing is, the feminists will get on this girl and say, woman up. Don't act like a dependent crybaby. You're better than this. You're a disgrace to the women's movement. They will do that. Because they trust other women who are successful who say, you know what, you can't have it all. And there are plenty of women out there who realize, even though they had it all on paper, they don't really have it all. You cannot give your all on your career and be a parent at the same time. It is impossible. There are only so many hours in a day, in a week, in a month, in a lifetime of a kid. As a father who raised a daughter, despite the fact I worked a lot of hours, all my waking time was with her when she was an infant and a toddler in that grade school age, because I realized you only get so much time. And there were plenty of times where I really, all I want to do is be left alone, sleep. I spent my time with her. I took her out places because it goes fast. And I thank God I did it, because now that she's in junior high, she's in that stage where she's too cool for me, which is fine, you know. We're all the same. I mean, I was a jerk at that age too. It's fine. I get it. But we still do things together, but it's not quite the same. It's different now at this stage of the game, which I also accept. She's growing up. She's becoming a woman. That's fine. But I still enjoy that time with her. All these feminists that have these kids, think they're going to have it all, they miss a lot. Go ask a father who spends a lot of time working, with especially like a truck driver, spends a lot of time on the road, or someone who requires a lot of overtime, especially if you're an accountant during tax season. You're going to miss a lot. It goes fast, and the feminists don't tell you that, because the feminists have an agenda. They have an agenda to take out the so-called patriarchy. The problem is, God's word is not void. And even though there are always going to be exceptions to the rules, women who do make up the top, and women who really like having a career and not having children so much, they do exist. But they're far few in between. And it's one of those things. Men, if they wanted to, they want the reset button and have a kid all over again, they can do it. Women can't. Now, why would a man want to do it at this stage of the game? Listen, I don't know. But God's word is not void. And this is where the devil gets you. And the only ones who really make out for feminism are people like Gloria Steinem, who became real rich off the feminist movement, or got a lot of notoriety because of it. But even they pay for it later on in their lives. There's no one to take care of them. And if they are rich, they can hire people to take care of them. But that's not the same as having a husband or your kids around you. It just isn't. I mean, you're paying to have someone take care of you, whereas the love of your kids, the love of a husband, it's just missing. Anyway, that video of that 46-year-old woman who really hits the wall hard and gets a sad reality check, be down below. Check it out. It's heartbreaking at the same time. I hard for me to feel sorry for her. Generation Z, you need to watch that. Women in Generation Z, you need to watch these videos. A woman in their 20s, in Generation Alpha, you need to watch these videos of the women in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. And there are plenty of them out there. Don't let the feminists tell you what you're supposed to be. You have a mind. You have a brain. You know what you want. You know what you're good at. Don't let anyone tell you what your worth is. In God's eyes, you're worth a lot to him. That's the most important thing. And to these feminists that trash you, well, later on in your years, when you decide that, what did I do? These are the same feminists that are going to turn their back on you and say, well, you're weak. And aren't going to offer any hope for you. Or they're going to trash you. So why are you trying to impress those people anyway? Women, you have an expiration date, whether you like it or not. Now, for you early 20s, and late teens, you may look at this, this guy's hysterical. I'm going to say go look at the women in their 30s or 40s, watch them fall apart, watch them get hysterical, and watch them cry, and come back to me. Now, if you really think you're going to be any different from them, you're taking a big chance. Men, the good thing about these videos, these women expose themselves to who they are. And don't think you're going to change them. Don't think your baby stick is going to be any more powerful than another man's and you're going to change the way they feel because, you're good at giving it to them. You can't change anyone unless they want to change themselves. And for that to happen, they need Jesus in their life. Men, don't gloat over this video. I know a lot of you are looking for that traditional wife and you want a family. Well, bring Christ in your life. Let him show you the way and let him lead you to that woman you want. We'll talk to you later. God bless you all.